I mean, it's a lot going on. What do you believe? What do you stand for? Where do you stand with all of this? It's just a lot going on. I see you posting. Um, you don't post like so-called pro-black stuff, but you be posting, um, stuff that suggests that you're down with the black race and that you're for the cause or whatever. Ricky, what do you believe in? What do you stand for? I'm just trying to understand you. That's a good question because I do and don't. You say you never see it, but I do post stuff on my page that suggests that I'm pro-black. Now I have two pages, uh, but I'm the pro-black that there's everything comes in different shades, different sizes, and whatever. Um, you can't straddle the fence, but you can be for or against. I understand that, and that theory comes from the fact that you can't love God and hate your enemies, or you can't be for God and be for the devil to do devil's work or to have your hand in the devil's pot. I, I'm gonna try to answer your question as straight as I can, sir. That's why I'm, trying to go through. You know, I'm sorry. Take your time, man. All right. So to say it, first off, yes, I am strictly for my people. I've seen this happen. I've seen countless stuff happen. Throughout my lifetime. I've only been a victim of partial racism two times. Uh, you know, riding my bike down the highway on the way to work. McDonald's. I was working at McDonald's at that time. Like I said, my whole life has been catered around McDonald's, fast food. Period. But McDonald's took the majority of my life from my early 20s on up to I guess about 30 something, whatever. But anyway, so riding down the street on the way to work, truck passed, people throwing stuff out the truck. Now I can't remember what they said. It was so long ago. This wasn't when I first came to when I first got to Louisiana. All I remember is they were throwing stuff out of the truck and they were saying something. It's white boys or whatever. Um, from then on, it was never that hands on for me. It never was that hands on for me until that moment, until that day, until that time. Face to face is what I mean, basically, because that could have gone worse. That could have escalated, and it didn't. But I did stop my bike and paused for a minute and thought about what just happened, and I was kind of stunned. All right, fast forward. So it never did happen like that before. I actually used the wrong word. It never did happen like that again. Um, but basically, I never told, well, I'm a grown man. What I look like telling my parents about that? But I never did speak that. I wrote it in my journal because I used to keep a journal big time for a long time. Hell, as a matter of fact, whoever found my journals, if they're not burned or thrown away, they could actually make a damn movie. Same movie I should get paid for. Um, so it just came like in. I just started noticing looks. Even when I came here to Texas, I just started noticing looks that was being given, um, mostly by the white male. Um, I'm not gonna say I don't have a problem with white women. Um, I'm not even gonna. That's this part of the reason why I have to say all of this because I don't really say or profess to claim pro-black. It's like I don't really um, claim any type of religion, whether it was the Christianity I was brought up and grew up in and on, or whether it's Buddha, Allah, Jehovah, whatever, you know. I clearly would date a white woman, but why haven't I? Have I? No, not since um, my school days. Do I have a problem with them? No. Uh, just and they're like any other woman. Like I desire them, but unlike any other woman, when it comes that time for me to speak up, there's no desire there. I'm scared of them. I'm scared of the power that they hold and the power they possess. I've seen this too many times. I've seen this too many times in movies and in real life. Kobe and a couple other. Okay, so they were basketball players. They had money. I don't have money. I shouldn't have to worry about that. Okay, I get that. I understand that. But it's still an example of power. You know what I mean? So when you say, where do I stand? I'm clearly kind of, in my own opinion, standing on my own because I do believe in us. I'm for us. I'm about us in every way. And I'll stand with us before I stand with anybody. But on the other side, I know that freedom riders did exist. And even though everybody was not for our cause, they were for their own cause, but they had a common goal. See what I'm saying? Everybody at one point in time had a common goal. There's white people riding with us or whatever. Some of them have a common goal. They're not really for us. And that's okay with me. So I'm not totally against the white race, aka the old-fashioned pro-black. I'm pro-black to where I know that they can help, they can inspire change, they can, but I'm not counting on them. Do I have white friends, you say? Mostly from my childhood, and I can't exactly explain why I don't. Hell, I don't even really have friends. But then a lot of people get offended when I say that. No, I don't have a lot of people I continuously, how do you say it, fuck with. That's not the professional way of saying it. In this interview, I don't have a lot of people I deal with, period. So, yeah. So, I mean, I can't really answer it, but it is answered within an answer. Where do I stand? You know what I mean? I believe in peace, and I'm all for peace. I would say always for peace. I used to get bullied. Took my stand. Spoke up. I was ready to get beat up because I couldn't fight. I was never taught how to fight. I was taught how to grab that Bible and read. I was taught how to pray. I was taught how to give my problems to God. Let Jesus lead the way. I was taught how to work for a living, how to be kind and courteous, take care of my woman. There was a lot of things I was taught, but fighting was never a part of that. Now you can learn that on the street, but I never did mess with anybody. I had too many problems going on mentally. In the words of Tupac, now of course I want peace on the streets, but realistically, painting a perfect picture never worked for me. I don't know where I got this from, but I used to read a lot of quotes and stuff in one time in my life. I used to do a lot of reading. Says if you want peace, prepare for war. Another saying says something about Oh yeah, it's a scripture talking about what does he say? Oh my God, I can't remember it. Like I said, I strayed away from religion as a whole, but let me try to quote it as best as I can. Um, when I look for good, there came evil. When I looked for the light, then came darkness. I'm sorry. It's very interesting. So yes, I want peace, but I'm expecting war. I'm expecting the negative, and that's how I've always lived my life. I've always spoken the negative, which is um, even allowed somebody who I thought was close to me, and I was in love with this person. And one time they even said, "You're always negative." No, you have to understand me. I want peace. I want everything, prosperity, all of that. But yet, still, all I see is tragedy. You know. So I'm gonna speak up on that. But I'm a positive person. How does me talking what I see make me? Because you're supposed to speak it into existence. You're supposed to speak the positive. No, what you're doing is you're trying to repaint, recast what you're already seeing. Blue is not gonna be purple unless I change it. Okay. When I look at blue, it's always gonna be blue. Look at a Chevy Camaro. It's always gonna be a Camaro until I change it. And why would I change it? Because I don't want to see that as a Camaro. I want to see it looking better. I'm not saying a Camaro is bad. I'm just using it for an example because I can't use people. Um, I want a change in that. I want to change, and inspiring a change causes me to have to speak it because this is what this book is telling me. Myself, I'm on the other hand, I'm saying, yo, that's a Camaro. Now, if we want it to change, we need to do something about the situations that led up to that being a Camaro, and then change the situations that are after that, cause and effect. You can't change everybody's way of thinking. You can't change their heart. I know that was not even tied together, but I jumped. I was thinking real deep there. I'm sorry. And this is where the real issues are. What's at heart? What's in their heart? The mind, the soul, the spirit. You can't expect everybody to see the vision that you see. You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna agree with everybody's vision or whatever, and that's okay. It's okay. Well, I think you answered it as, I guess, as best as you could, and to quite satisfaction of my satisfaction, let's say. Are you ready to actually? I guess I'm gonna ask this like this: will we see you on the front line? Um, all these riots and stuff that's happening, obviously, in retrospect, will that be you? Are you gonna be out there getting signs and stuff like that? And what is your thought on the looting and the I'm gonna call it gang activity, as the media would call it? As you know, I am part of the media. Um, Jeez, I don't know. I'm not really. I can't really come direct with you with that because I don't know how to. I think even though I gave a long explanation of your first part of the question, I don't think I can answer this part correctly. But I'm gonna try because I understand people are listening, watching, or whatever. So I'm gonna try. Oh my God. All right, so the statement I just made, part of the statement I just made was talking about wanting peace, but I expect war and all of that. Okay, so obviously I'm not prepared actually to go to physical war. Um, Mentally, I am. Um, yeah, when it all comes down to it, I'm gonna be in the crowd. I might even be at the front. I was never a follower. I was never a leader, but I'm damn sure not a follower. So I might even be at the front of the crowd. I might mess around and take the stage for a little while. You know what I mean? Because I just jumped again, but I'm gonna say it. Because basically a lot of this stuff needs direction, it needs guidance, it needs a structure, and a lot of things are happening and it's not structured. It started out as structured, just like the Black Lives Matter, so-called Black Lives Matter movement. It's structured, and then there was chaos, and then there was outcasts, and then there was people who were against it but in the crowd saying Black Lives Matter. But then like the two women that came out, all lives matter, and it's affecting your kind. Blue badges matter when they need to be in the crowd also speaking up. You see, beyond you being in that uniform, you were black before you were anything. So no, I won't be doing the rioting. I mean, no, I won't be doing the looting, polluting, whatever else negative. And when it turns to that, I'll be one of the ones, hey, that's not what we came for. This is not why we're here. And you're distracting. But then I also realize and understand that there's going to be people out there in the crowd that's not there for that purpose. They are for that purpose, but they're not for the purpose. Okay, let's probably say that. Because people like to cause chaos. It's not always just a distraction, it's just people are chaotic. Especially in times of worry, times of need, times of stressful times, like times like this. I mean, I don't have to go down a list. Hell, times like this, people are messed up and not thinking straight. Which is why we can so easily speak against those people who are saying, hey, we see you San Francisco, we see you Minnesota, we see you Miami. Oh my God, I'm sorry, y'all. We see y'all. So we're going to do it here where it's not taking place yet, so we can let them know, don't bring that shit here. No, we're going to make an example. Don't bring that shit here. But then it turns into something totally different, because after we prove our point, after we send the message, then we have those people that are not actually for the cause in the crowd, and they want to make themselves be heard too. They want to be heard too. They want to be seen. So then there comes the looting, and then there comes the message that's lost. The reason lost. Then you have people on the sideline talking about, well, you didn't do the right thing. No, they did the right thing. There were others involved also. What's the difference between a person murdering someone? I'm not saying it's right. A difference between somebody murdering somebody for a reason, for a cause, and the serial murderers, serial killers who's just going out there doing everybody and anybody that comes in the path. Destruction. So no, I won't be doing that part. I'll have my say-so in it, strictly against it. But then again, there are casualties. Just as people will get hurt, killed, innocent people that were only there to support the speakers and what's going on. You have to understand what you're getting yourself into when you put yourself in certain positions, certain areas. As far as businesses, I care less for businesses because I'm tired of working for people anyway. Just being honest. Everybody who personally knows me will tell you I've said this to them direct. Because we're not getting anywhere. Everybody still has to go to work. Everybody still has to pay bills. Nobody's, unless you're rich, you don't. And even the rich runs out of money eventually. All that fame and fortune is fake, fabricated. It's a show, and it's put on for our people to see and want and desire that physical stuff. But in the real world, working a real job, you'll never obtain all of that because your money is going to go to just you living. You can invest all you want to, and you can do a great job, but you'll still be living, surviving. You'll never be above living and surviving. There's the difference between the two, but you'll still never be above those if you're working a regular job. Now, if you invest, you can invest properly. And I do a lot of talking. You say you don't see. I'm not down talking when I say that. I'm just referring to your words because I'm saying in general, it's what the people might be saying. You say you don't see a lot of the posts I make about so-called pro-black, but I do make statements about getting our own land and the deeds, and I even talk about infiltration. Now let's go back to what I was talking about the crowd or whatever. I go to infiltration talk too. We need somebody. We need black doctors, black lawyers, black people who know how to, who are in real estate, who can get you the deeds, who can sell you land, and who can sell you a house. We need all of that. We need armsmen, like people working in the oh my god, my dumb self. People who can sell you armor, bullets, and all of that. You know what I mean? Legally. I had to throw that in there. We need all of that. This is where I stand when it comes to that part. I know you didn't ask about that part, but this is where I stand when it comes to that part. Because technically we do need that. We deserve it. They're doing it. They got it. Yes, I believe in being armed, but a gun was just never my thing. So, I'm not sure what else I didn't answer or need to answer. I think you answered enough. We're gonna have to wrap this up. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Maybe another time when I interview you, we'll continue this. We'll get the rest of it. Time is not permitting. Thank you for your time. All right, man. I'm always, honored, glad. I'm always here. I don't want anybody to get me confused. I don't want, of course, people are going to confuse my words anyway, but I don't want to just straight out be confused, be confusing. And just let me go ahead and put it out there that all the buildings and stuff like that were damaged, because I see that a lot on my page, being people posting about on Facebook, mainly, not Instagram or no other social media, and posting about the buildings or whatever. First of all, yeah, they did something here in Dallas, in Texas, or whatever. Tuscaloosa is what I'm hearing about the most. I didn't know so much. I didn't even know that little city. And then again, I'm not from Texas, so I don't know a lot about the cities. So no, I don't agree with all the buildings that's being done. I agree with the message, but I don't agree with what they're doing. I believe that, my opinion, like I said about structure, I believe that half of what they're doing, they didn't take it as far as being in the places where we're not wanted, the places where it's really influenced by others other than black. People other than black, the majority are shopping there or going there, whatever. So what I'm basically saying is take it to other communities, other neighborhoods, other places, the places where it's actually, you know, um, God, what do you say? We're not at the places we're not at. I don't even know how to say it. I just got confused. No, I just got frustrated. My own words. Sorry. Sorry, man. So, when I say structure, order, or whatever, that's what I believe. Um, Now, I also, on the other hand, I am saying that these are not our businesses, no way. While we're sitting there doing all that, oh my God, I'm sorry. While we're sitting there doing all that extra stuff that we're doing, these are not our businesses. We don't own these businesses. Yes, we work. We're allowed to work there. 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 You know, when so many years ago, we weren't even allowed to work there. You know, so yeah, I get it. I get it. But at the same point, they're not ours. We don't own that. Walmart I work at, I hope nothing happens to it. Yes, because I work. And I'll be out of a job like a lot of other people. I hope nothing happens. But if it does happen, I'm going to be devastated. But all in the end, it was for the right reason and for the right cause. People justified it. There's justification for it. Not just that they were looking to make a statement. I'll be like, you know what? Understood. What's understood doesn't have to be explained. That's what everybody was saying for a long time. I don't agree with it. I don't uphold it. But in the long run, that was not a black business. It was properly staffed with a lot of blacks in it. But in the end, it was not. And I'm only using where I'm at, for example. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you too, sir. Thank you for having me, talking to me or whatever.